Hello, Divine Feminine. How are you? I hope you're doing well. The moment I sat down, the gardener started, so hopefully you can't hear it. I do feel in the collective today, there's quite a bit of worry and overthinking. I do feel like something has come into your awareness that or will shortly come into your awareness about how you create chaos, sabotage. This is a very good sign if this is coming into your awareness, because it's moving through you to move to the masculine, right? I have my set up at a new angle and it's really not ideal. Okay, I moved my tripod and then I moved it back. So I feel like you greatly desire a place of stability, and I'm not just talking about monetarily, I'm talking about in all aspects of your life. Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, monetarily, socially, all these aspects. Look at 7-7. And like truthfully is coming through also with that 7 of Swords. It's like you want the truth. And, you know, Spirit's here to say there isn't an objective truth. People have feelings about that, but that's how I understand it. It's telling me that there's 3 parts to this. Look at that again. 3 parts to this play. And something returning into your life will get this ball rolling here. You will be, at all the blackbirds, you definitely will be getting negative thoughts out of your mind. And learning to, it's like to be fair with yourself. I feel in some aspects here that you've almost given more of yourself to relationships than your, you know, to your own existence. That's that people pleaser. But you are coming into a time when that will no longer be the case. And, you know, people get very upset about this when you stop overgiving and you start giving to yourself. It's exactly what these cards say. You start, look at the profound happiness that is going to come out of you making this shift cannot be, you know, overstated. It's very, very difficult sometimes to look at that. The profound happiness that will come from you making this shift. And part of you already knows this. It's like once you rebalance this, so interesting, the 7 of Swords came on the end here. It's like you're going to be learning some very high-level esoteric knowledge. This is such an interesting pairing of cards, Temperance and the 7 of Swords. It's going to bring you this super profound self-love. And I really understand when we're on this journey, wheel on the bottom and 7 of Wands. Can't make it up. When we're on this journey, what we want is this love. And Spirit's doing their gosh darn best here to help us, me included, on this journey to what we actually think this love is. It's not quite what we think it is. They're not saying like, they're saying you'll be enlightened to what it is. It will come, it will dawn on you like a new day. And of course, the dawn comes after the dark night, right? I don't know if any of you have also been going through ego deaths or dark nights. I kind of do them differently than other people, but I definitely go through them, yes. There will be a lot of enlightenment. So twice the Empress card showing up. I feel like this is very much the High Priestess. Twice Temperance. And, you know, they're saying, look at that contract, and we have, do we not have it? We have, I already pulled it. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Sometimes I get so deep into the channeling, it just goes to somewhere else. Okay. So you're masculine. They're saying for some of you, it's very hard to hear anything good about the masculine. Because number one, you're in doubt, and number two, he hasn't given you any objective reason to be feeling good. And that's part of this process. Like, the learning to feel good on your own is part of this process. And, you know, the masses, people, muggles, live for validation, right? They're showing me in a lot of ways. I just saw the blue card, the indigo blue. This Two of Cups here in this particular lineup with the Hierophant reversed is more about self-validation and learning to be that like interdependent force in the relationship. It's like, oh, this is a harsh message. I wasn't ready for this morning. I woke up really feeling super down. And Spirit's like, go read cards. And so there's a thing here about waiting for someone else to make you into this Queen of Pentacles. And what they're telling me is really, this has to come in your mind first. You really have to appreciate that you're a spiritual being. And it's like the more you appreciate this, the more focused you are on, oh goodness, okay, the more focused you are on yourself, growing. It's not like just focused on yourself. It's like the growth aspect, right? They're showing me many of you have built foundations, and where they were so strong, you allowed like betrayals within them. And this is such an interesting message. Okay, so, you know, it's like ivy growing through brick, or roots growing through concrete. It's like, yeah, this structure was made to be long lasting, but this structure is not permanent. And you holding on to a structure now that is compromised is compromising yourself. So I know that's a really, really strong message. Trust me. There is a kind of benevolent divine hand guiding some of this situation. Like this, like I mean, this is like, you know, almost the hand of God. If something has happened or will happen that you're like, I don't know why this happened, but I know that I need to do this or go here or take this or whatever it is, only you will know, and only you will know if it's right for you. There is some kind of benevolent situation that might not make logical sense, but feels very right. And this, you know, I do not like to steer people in the wrong direction. So I'm delivering this message, but do not go on the road that doesn't feel right to you, that isn't right for your life. We can delude ourselves into thinking a lot of things, and I am a proponent of delusion, but I always really am an advocate for looking at what is and making sure it's secure, and then doing your work and moving in the direction that feels right. I would never advocate for someone to just, you know, throw caution to the wind unless that's what you're being told to do. It appears here that there's a lot of divine guidance around you, around your situation. And maybe some people don't think this makes logical sense. I kind of love this, the Wheel of Fortune coming up with the Seven of Wands reversed. You know, then we have the Six of Wands, Four of Wands, and the Empress and the King of Swords. So this is going to bring about quite a big shift for you. And they're saying, like, don't use your energy to fight what is. So remember that, like, energy moves through you to the masculine, right? And they process it in a different way, because even though they're the same person, they have a different lens to look through. And they'll always kind of mirror you in a reverse polarity, okay? Because they are your reverse polarity. I'm not sure who needs to hear this or why. They're just telling me to say it. Okay, so this road that you're choosing, it does look like you come to a fork in the road. I know, you know, you have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. And they do want you to know that you're not really going to be off balance here, even if you feel off balance for a moment. But this requires you to put in the work for self-mastery. Like, that's what this road is. For those of you choosing it, it is the road of self-mastery. It is kind of like that saying, all roads lead to Rome. Well, we're here now. We're here and we're approaching Rome. And, you know, I was obsessed with Rome for like 10 years, and I went there like 8 times. I don't think it was that much, but it was close. And I learned so much about Rome. And to have this whole, like, this is my Roman Empire thing come up, it's just so interesting to me. Because honestly, it felt almost like a fever dream. It felt almost like a compulsion to just learn about Rome. And they're saying you have things like that. Like, why are we talking about the spirit? Look at talking in silence. Okay. What is going on here? Okay. You have things like that are your Roman Empire. And they're not there for no reason. The things that you feel like, I cannot get enough of this thing. Like, I didn't learn about the Roman Empire to go make YouTube videos about it or to write books about it. I learned about it because I wanted to know, and it was like a passion. And I couldn't get enough of that subject. I read books, I watched documentaries, and then I went there and I learned from like experts, and it all was for a reason. It was to satisfy my curiosity, they're saying. And they're saying your internal curiosity about life is super precious, okay? And part of what's going on right now is a reemergence of our imaginative minds, our curiosity, our wonder, these things in us that we should have, that, I don't know why they're saying this, ancient civilizations prized. And we're very, I don't know, they're specifically bringing Egypt up into my mind. So, that there are gifts from past lives, and this has been coming through in private readings, that are being returned to you. And a playfulness, they're showing me this card, a playfulness that is forgotten, that because we prioritize money and this artificial system of value, this is making so much sense. Oh my God. Okay. We've let it control our self-mastery. Even to the point of giving up our intuition and disconnecting from it, because the value center, the system, hasn't valued it. It's not like, and let me tell you, I'm not saying that money is not important. And I'm not saying, I want to keep it grounded here. This is kind of like an old soul conversation. And you are doing all of the things here. That's self-mastery. You're checking all the boxes. You're having all of the components in balance, right? And they're saying this is not to add like 50 things to your to-do list. You may feel a bit overwhelmed right now. This is this right here. You don't want to face it, right? You don't want to face yourself, and the masculine doesn't want to face you. Do you understand how that mirroring works here? They're literally a mirror to you. So you're judging yourself for being different. They can't face you right now. You're going to get to this point here of self-mastery, and this is the road to self-mastery. And it says, I love you. That's you loving you, not them loving you. That's you loving you. The silence is killing me. And where you are not speaking your truth, they can't speak their truth. And I don't mean this is you speaking your truth to them. This is you speaking your truth, okay? And I don't want this to be over with us. And it can't be over with you, right? And then it says, I'm not ready for commitment. My fears keep stopping me. So I really want to be sensitive and address this because it feels very sensitive in me too. And I'm asking kind of Spirit to please enlighten me with the point of this. Wow, look at that. I don't know that I've ever seen all the purple cards together. So they're giving me these attention to these cards here. Yeah, similar these cards actually are. This inspiration from Spirit, right? You're not receiving it right now, but self-mastery requires that you be able to receive through your crown information. So everybody does this differently. We actually all do this already. It's just we haven't really learned how to do it. So they're saying that is part of what you will learn to do. Some people do it in a very esoteric, spiritual way. Some people do it in a super practical way. There's no right or wrong way to do it. There's no right or wrong mixture of clairs, right? You can feel it in your body. You can hear it. You can see visions. You can just know it. You can get signs and interpret those. There's so many ways. I once started to make a list of all the divination practices. It was hundreds. I honestly couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, there's only a few. There was hundreds of ways that people have used external things to divinate. Okay, so let us continue. Thank you, Spirit, for that really profound message. To me, it's making sense to a lot of things that I wasn't understanding, of like what is going on. They're saying here that your sensitivity to nature and animals, which we've seen the animals card come through for quite a long time now, will be heightened to the point of quite intense. This is on purpose. I tried to move on and I failed. Alchemist, Aquarius, crystalline frequency, Fool's Gold. Tap into imagination. Yes. So we need to clear the negativity. It says go for it. Coins, the Shaman. Usually don't pull so many of these cards. Healing. You're so lucky. You're so amazing. I'm so lucky. Sun. Feeling insecure. Isis. Isis is important. Look at your social media. That's confirmation. Gemini. Paper money. So we have paper money and coins. Rich thoughts grow money. I wrote you a song. I'm planning to surprise you with it. And then Spirit. Ether. On the bottom we have the rabbit. This is the end of the rabbit year. Virgo energy, I believe. We're so different. Again, we had that here. I couldn't say it, but I felt a lot of the same things you did. No good thing shall be denied. The rat, seeing signs. Taurus energy. So I do feel like part of this comes from Jupiter being in Taurus. Jupiter will be in Taurus, I think, until April. It had a retrograde. And then it will go into Gemini. And while Jupiter is in Gemini, there will be a big heightening of communications and also like a networking. Like you think the world is based on social media now, it will be nothing compared to what's coming with Jupiter and Gemini. It will begin to just blow your mind. And part of what is anchoring that crystal grid, because remember, crystals run all of our, this is a very important thing, actually. I'm getting chills on my right side. The masculine doesn't really understand this so much, but crystals keep all of our time and run all of our communication. And at any point, you can tap into that crystal grid. And the twins are actually the ones that are anchoring that grid for expansion. And it will be a very big part of taking power back. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. We've seen that already. Earth sign. So currently, there is this big shift in the money coming. Let go. Honeymoon. I knew the travel thing. Water. Distance. Day night. Give it time. I've had hiccups for like 3 days. Sexuality. They'll be back. Challenges, narcissists, gambling, fire. Cycles. Okay, so the cycles card is important here. If you don't want to repeat what you just went through. And I couldn't imagine wanting to repeat it. You've got to balance that empath narcissist paradigm within yourself. You being the empath. That's the important part really here of like the self-mastery requires that you move into self-love. This, like, look at this Empress card, which is the 3, is sandwiched between 2 very high-level spiritual cards, one in reverse, one upright, kind of, where they're receiving, you know, this is like High Priestess in the 7th chakra. We're receiving their downloads from the crown, right? She's holding this sacred text. Did I say something about sacred text? There will be sacred text. You will be learning, that's what it was, some esoteric knowledge that will really enlighten you. And, you know, everybody has their way of doing that, has their, I used to learn by reading, but now I really get it through videos and downloads. I can't really read anymore. I mean, it sounds weird, but it's just not aligned with my frequency. I can listen more than I can read. Okay, I want to be like you. You're inspiring, you're masculine. And you'll be like, what? But it's really true that he can see. So I guess this is important. My intentions can be selfish at times. He's seen you be selfish, like, in the right way, or he's going to see this. This seems to be important. Frustrated, depressed, so low vibration. But I think you are amazing. I want to be like you. I think you're amazing, but I'm depressed with myself, right? We do this a lot when we're comparing. Oh man, I did a video on this last night. It's like you look at where you are and your perceived flaws and thinking, you know, we're kind of programmed to believe well, you're not lovable like you are, so you better change. But when we try to change from a place of lack, from a place of like looking at ourselves as there's something wrong with us, we really have no power to change. Okay, our power is greatly diminished when we are in shame or fear or the lower vibrations, okay? When we get up to anger, which I'm not seeing in this reading, when we make ourselves angry about what's going on, so there's a lot of people displace their personal power onto like other entities, right? Like what's going on in the world. that's giving away your power too. Like you have to become that change, right? We have to put that on ourselves and look at where we're being powerless. And that means like running away. God, I don't want to hear this message. running away from what a powerful spiritual being we are. Okay. Your process of doing this, which they're saying is kind of ongoing but will increase, is really inspiring your masculine in whatever way that it does. It could only be energetically, like he doesn't have to be seeing you visually changing or waking up. You could be doing all of this internally and he would still feel that. For whatever reason, they're saying that's important for you to know. Like, not everybody does it on a public stage, okay? You can do 100% of this journey internally and never talk about it to anybody. And the energetic shifts alone will reorganize everything around you, including your relationship with him. So this is important here, I guess. I keep writing messages and deleting them. And look at, I secretly admire you. It's very, very hard. I find you interesting. I can't get over you. He can't say these things to you. I'm very attracted to you. You drive me crazy. There's so much energy here that he's suppressed. And it's the same energy that you're suppressing about loving yourself, about wanting to grow and be into this, what you see as an amazing person that's already you. Like, you just have to let it be. And I know that sounds like a real oversimplification, but it's like, so him sitting down and writing this little message, just pretend he's doing it on his phone. He's writing this message about how much he cares for you and loves you and admires you. Imagine you're sitting down watching, let's say, social media, and you're fighting all these interesting people doing amazing things, looking good, living their dreams, and you're like writing this kind of love letter to yourself of like, I want to do this, I want to be this, I want to learn this, I want to go here, I want to like experience these things that are really natural to you, right? That's what they're talking about with all these like beautiful interests that you have. And you just keep saying no, no, no. It's like you're writing this long love letter to yourself, but you never let yourself read it. It's a weird analogy, but I get it. I get what they're trying to say. Why can't I move on from you again? What do you see in me? So painful memories. This is kind of what you're saying, like, to your higher self, like, why do you keep sending me all of this inspiration? Why do you keep sending me? And it's not like an external force doing this to you, but this is how we kind of perceive it. It's like, why am I so drawn to go to Rome? Why am I so drawn to learn about Julius Caesar? Why am I so drawn to all of these things? And he's kind of asking the same question, like, he sees you on a pedestal. He sees you being amazing. He feels you energetically. He wants to tell you, right? He wants to express. And then he just deletes it. It's just like you just decide not to do it. You just decide. Life without you is hopeless, dark, and depressing. I miss your light. This is the truth. It is dark without you. Drugs and alcohol. I was hurt by you. Sex with you. If I could go back in time, I would use different ways to deal with our problems. I'm better with my mind than my heart. That's not the truth. It hurts so much. Don't treat me the way you do. I don't deserve it. I'm stuck on visions of us together. I don't think that card's ever come out. Which is interesting because it's using kind of this, clairvoyant, it's a memory, but it's also this, him wanting to use these senses that he has to imagine, vision, all of these things, you know, to feel something different than the reality that he's in. Okay, so, Spirit, what would you like to do now? They want me to look a bit at the future energies. They really want to encourage you to look at life in a bigger picture, and also like the habits that you do without thinking. And like, are you seeing the abundance in the world, or are you seeing the lack? Because this makes a big difference where you create from, right? As I was saying, it's like you can't like be like, I hate myself and I'm going to create something better, and then feel a bunch of power, because you will never create something that's not in alignment with your self-concept, because you literally would be like eliminating yourself if you went against it. Let it shine, dear Spirit. Trust in divine detours. So as I said here, there's divine guidance and co-creation going on. I love these purple feathers in this. He's having a rebirth, and your cleverness is really heightened here, but they want you to be very gentle. Why, Spirit? Why the gentleness? You don't see everything that's going on, and part of your anger and rage may be accidentally displaced, is the word they're using. Are you sure you don't mean misplaced? No, they're saying displaced. Okay. Somewhere where it really doesn't belong. There's a difference between empathy and compassion, and there's a threshold that needs to be crossed here, where you need to understand that all spirits are divine, even if they've forgotten this and aren't showing any divinity in the way that they act. And I don't want to get into like the big conversation about all of it, but there's all part of a divine path, okay? And being compassionate recognizes that others are able to, just as you are, move on their divine path and solve their own problems and issues as their soul feels fit to do it, okay? So stop solving other people's problems for them. Just like stop doing it, and just allow them to be on their path, making their own decisions. Yes, you can give advice. Yes, you can like offer support if that feels aligned for you. But especially the masculine, if you feel like you got yourself, you created some stuff that maybe you're like, I created a mess here. Because I get that. I feel that. I created a mess, and you created that mess to see the pattern that needs to be eliminated. Sometimes we can't face things head on, right? We create messes to get the attention of whoever we want. Even like spirit or our own. And we learn this as children, right? We don't get attention, but we do get attention when we do a bad thing, when we get sick, when we do good things. Like, you could have created quite a big mess here that you're going to see the purpose. It's leading to a place. So don't doubt that the place it's leading to is for you. But also, card was in that deck. be willing to look at where you gave your power away, because you'll get more. I love this card. You'll get more out of that mistake, or however you want to classify it, mess, by just being able to honestly look at it. It will resolve almost instantly itself. It will just go. Wow, it has not come out in a long, long time. So let's see who wants to work with us. You can call these energies into your auric field if you would like. Look at that. Kuan Yin, goddess of compassion. There we go. I recognize suffering in order to release it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Curiosity breeds compassion. You cannot make it up. Thank you, Spirit. She has a butterfly on her hand. Okay, the mother of believers. I'm spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven on earth for myself. The morning star, Queen Esther. And this is Khadijah. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. So these are so very relevant. And then the cosmic egg, the divine feminine. I hold the universe within me. I'm a force of ever-expanding love. And we have Catherine Laboure, the patroness of miraculous healing. I am ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me. So those are beautiful energies. You can always see yourself in this beautiful golden egg of energy. You know, you can see it coming in, going through, and then just torusing. And then if you want, you can see it coming from spirit, going through and then connecting down to the earth and then coming back up. So whatever feels right for you. People have different ways of doing it. And I personally don't think there's a wrong way. I do connect to the earth and spirit. That feels good for me. But I've been trained in theta for a long time. And we're trained a certain way to go to like a certain level of spirit. So I don't know why they're having me bring up theta. But I have found it extremely helpful in a lot of ways. It was I did a long training in it. I got certified 3 times in different areas. And it's a healing modality where you basically are commanding spiritual energy for healing. You're not doing anything really, which is kind of what healers do anyway. Okay, let's look out. We have some interesting energies here. That's sacral. So we have this black in the way, and look at 2 dark blue dragons. That third eye there. Okay. Brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. Concentrate, focus on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself, you've passed a test. I don't really believe in spiritual tests, but that is me. Archangel Gabriel's dragon brings purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. You could carry Archangel's diamond. Orange dragon brings soul families and communities together. Spread belonging, warmth, and oneness. Bring people everywhere together. I think this is about, he's got these like beautiful orbs coming from his paws, talons. And he's the one dragon kind of that has the jewels on him. This is the sacral. And it's like, I feel like this is choosing to like be the bigger person when you have the option. To not let the way other people at the holidays treat you determine how you want to act and how you want to give or be. Air and water dragon helps you connect to your higher frequencies. Trust your intuition. Definitely. Develop your psychic abilities. Be open to enlightenment. Express your inner song. So that's beautiful. Deep blue dragon keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust you are protected. Walk on a path of light. And then, oh, we have another pure white one. It's so interesting. Look at that earth and water with that big eclipse there. Okay. Helps you listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. I do think you are activating your blueprint for sure. Okay, let's get a couple crystals, and then we'll get some messages from your twin. It's a long reading. I hope it's helped you. It was very divine feminine focused here. I feel like, you know, parts of your life purpose are being revealed to you. You may feel like you already know what your life's purpose is, or you may not. But I feel like there's facets of it that will be coming more into alignment. Clarity, new beginnings, the shadow. Look at the white and the black. Joy and the blue. Take action and joy. Again, healthy boundaries, sexuality, rites of passage. So there may be some clearing to do around shame of your root chakra, is what I'm getting. Using that creative energy for yourself, like to create your reality, to create your life, to create your own joy. Maybe something that was told to you couldn't have. And we see here getting clarity around joy. So you can call these crystals in. I'll show them to you one more time. Opal, coaxonite, tanzanite. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. Black obsidian, spirit quartz, which I love. I finally have a piece of it. Labradorite, which I also love. I think I have a big piece here. This piece doesn't have much of a flash, just a little there. Okay. And then some messages from your twin. I hope you're all having an enjoyable holiday season. I know a lot of people I've talked to, they don't feel like it feels like the holidays this year for some reason. Okay. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There's no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Passion, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. That's about your passion for yourself. Look deep within your heart. You will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. When it comes to matters of the heart, there's no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You'll be surprised where it leads in time. And then the bottom is twin flames. So I hope this finds you well and you feel that there's been guidance here for you in whatever way that you needed to connect to it. I am doing same day readings, so look for those on my Stan Store page, which I will be adding the link to it, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.